doing a contour and highlight tutorial, and I'm going to be mainly using the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and also this cream contour palette and color correcting palette that I have. And there's a lot of different colors in here that you can use for different reasons. So I'm going to be showing you both ways to contour with cream and powder. You can either do one or the other or both. Depends if you want a more glam look or a more soft and natural look. So let's get started. We're going to start off with cream contours first because you want the powder to set the cream. So the creams that we're going to be using are these creams from this palette that I have. We're going to be using this shade, the lightest shade over here, and then the darkest shade in this corner. Okay, so we're going to go on with the contour first, just because I don't want everything to get muddy after I've already done the highlight, you know. So we're just going to be going in with just an eyeshadow brush, and then I'm going to be taking this shade and this shade, more of the lighter color, and you only need a little bit with these. So I'm going to be starting above the ear. You can look for the hollows of your cheek by putting the brush like this, but I just put it mainly at the upper parts, and then I go in with a little bit of the darker color and just pull it. Now don't go all the way down. And then just small lines, on the forehead. And then you can do the jawline if you want to. Just pull it down. I'm going to be blending it out with a Real Technique sponge. And sometimes I'll switch between a sponge and a brush. So I'm just going to pat it in. I already have foundation on too. I have the a mix between the Loreal Infallible and the Maybelline Dream Wonder. You just want to pat it and push up, never push down, because otherwise you're just gonna smear it all over the place. You want to keep it really controlled. For the neck, I push it down. We have a base down for our contour. I'm going to go in with the under eyes and highlighting. And I'm going to be taking the lightest shade from this palette, so this one right here. And I'm only going to be using a little bit of this because I use other colors as well. So I'm just going to be putting that in the in the main parts of my inner corner. The two main concealers I'm going to be using are the NYX HD Concealer in CW2, and then also the LA Pro Concealer in Porcelain. These two on. And I like to put the LA Pro Conceal right next to this concealer because it's more yellow toned. And I bring this one all the way down and just pull it out. Use the NYX concealer on all the rest of my face, including the forehead, nose. So I like this one because it's a little lighter and it really just lifts over on the side of my face. And then the nose, over on the cupid's bow, the chin, and the forehead. And you just want to blend all of that out. And I'm going to be using the sponge again. I put some above my brow bone, or on my brow bone, so I'm just going to blend that also. You want to use a soft hand when you're doing this, because otherwise little white dots will appear under your eyes. We don't want that. So before I bake my under eyes, I'm going to be contouring with another L.A Girl Pro Concealer, and this is in the shade Toast. We're just going to be running this along the nose. And just pull it away from the center. And then I bring it right down. And then blend that away. I like to do this before baking just because I like setting this, because then it dulls down the color and doesn't make it so noticeable. But I do go over it with powder later to make it more defined, but not too defined, where you can tell that my nose is contoured. With the Airspun powder, I have the powder in here, but it's in a little container like this. But before, I'm gonna just tap out the under eye so there's no creasing, so I don't set the creases. You want to just keep looking up. Then take the sponge. And then pull it back. You can go all the way up to the top, or you can just leave it. I just have to bake because it's what works best for me with my creases under my eye. So, and I'm also going to set the lids. So, tap the creases on the lid and then just go over the eye. So, and when you pull this up on your nose, it creates a natural contour. So even if you don't want to contour your nose, you can just do that. And then I'm going to contour the top of the nose, and then just parts of the forehead. I don't really bake the forehead, I just tap in the excess powder into the other areas. Wait for this to bake, and then I'm going to come back and then we can finish off with the powder contour and a little bit more highlighting under the eye. So when I'm baking, I usually do my eyebrows, or I'll do my eye makeup because it'll catch all the fallout, but I already did my foundation and eyebrows before I started this. So you could go in and do your eyeshadow. That's what I would suggest because it catches the fallout, and then you can just wipe it away and it leaves no eyeshadow fallout on your cheeks. Because if you did it when you just had normal, no baking on, if you would have wiped it away, it probably would have streaked on you, and we don't want that. So I suggest baking while you're doing your eye makeup. Shade and Light palette by Kat Von D. I'm going to be using these two shades, Subconscious and Shadow Play, and this will just be the main part of my contour. So it'll cover the whole contour. I'm using a e.l.f. complexion brush. You want to start off with little product and then build it. as you go. I know I keep dipping into the palette, but I'm just dabbing it. You don't want to go below, I recommend don't go below the ear with your contour, and always blend upwards and then get the forehead. And I know it's not all blended out yet, we're just mapping it out. Now that we got the main contour on, I'm going to be going in with the darkest color, Somber, and using just a little bit, just tapping it. And I'm mainly going to focus it right up here. I'm not going to bring it past my eye. If you pull it down, I'm not going to bring it past over here. So just really just focus it into those hollows of the cheeks. And then the same on the other side. I have other brushes that I use for contouring as well. I use this one all the time. And this one just really gets where you want it to go. And then pick up the other two colors, and then it helps it blend all together. Just as an eyeshadow, when you put your transition color in, the first two shades are like transition colors, and then you put the darker color in, and then you just blend them all together. I don't put the darker shade on the top of my forehead, and then whatever's left on the brush, just bring it down to the neck. Now that we're finished contouring, we're going to be taking the banana color Lyric and just going under the eye with it, just to brighten up the eye again. This is what really pulls the look together. And this helps when you're doing your eyeshadow as well, because then sometimes your eyeshadow can make the rest of your face look washed out. So bringing back your under eyes is a good thing. And then you can just take some, just run it under the contour lightly. I don't like to bake under there a lot. If I do, I just wipe it off right away. So we're just taking those colors. We're going to finish the nose, and I take the lightest shade in this palette, just a little bit, and then I just bring it, tap it. And then just pull it down. So that's the nose. And everyone's face is different with contouring, because I have a round face, but then my chin is kind of narrow. So I guess it can be a heart-shaped face as well. But everyone has a different face shape, so contouring it will be different. So I know they have diagrams online, and I'll put one at the end of the video so you can see like different ways to contour your face with your face shape. And not everyone's going to contour the way I contour, because we got different face shapes. So I just applied some blush and highlighter, did my eyes, and mascara. So thanks for watching. I hope that helped. And if you have any requests, leave it down in the comments and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.